Hello there, one and all, and thank you very much for tuning in to episode 509 of Love at First Scent with me, Persolaise, live as always on YouTube. Whether you're watching the live or you're watching the recording, you are very, very welcome. We have a first comment already, which goes to Oriana, who says, hello, very excited for a Mr. Persolaise episode on this moody Sunday. Yes, I think moody is probably a good word for it. Lots of you here already. Alex is here as well, saying hello, everyone from Graz. Wearing Vol de Nuit Extrait. I can just about see my Vol de Nuit Extrait box over there. And Alex says, a new background. Yeah, I was wondering if anybody might notice. Do you think maybe it's slightly different? David says, happy to be here. New setup, love it. Thank you very much. Very, very kind. Johnny is here, currently smelling of Écrin de Fumée. That's another good one. Gavin says, my jacket currently has Devotion, the new version of Devotion, and Portrait of a Lady patches. I guess scents of the day. Sounds good to me. Stephanie's here as well, saying hello, everyone. Ralph says, well, I love the poinsettia. Thank you very much. I like it too. Rachel says, is this a new corner of the Persolaise home? New to you, yes. So I hope you like it. If you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, lie and tell me that you like it, please. Gavin says, love looking through a bookcase. Well, they're all Perfume books. They have all been very, very carefully selected for the purposes of the video. Rachel says, it's lovely. Thank you very much. Very, very, very kind. Oh, Eric, you're wearing Naama Extrait today. That's a beautiful one as well. Anyway, we need to get on with the video because I'm planning to do back-to-back. One is a review of this. Let me just tuck the mouse away. We're going to have to get used to slightly new logistics here, I think. One is a single perfume review of this kind of new, but maybe not really all that new release from Francis Kurkdjian. And then we're going to come back with this year's Christmas gift recommendation list. It is that time, folks. I believe there are 4 Fridays left until the big day, and a lot of people have been getting in touch saying, what's your Christmas list going to be this year? So that's what we're going to be doing. Right, so this is one of the newest releases from Captain Kirk himself, from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. It's called, hang on, why is this not zooming? There we go, that's better. It's called Reflets D'Ambre, which I suppose means reflections of amber. And as far as I'm aware, it is a Harrods exclusive. It certainly was a Harrods exclusive when it was released a few months ago, I think in March. For all I know, it is still a Harrods exclusive, but if anybody knows differently, if anybody knows better, please do let me know. We have a pre-sprayed blotter, we have a press release, and I think Captain Kirk gets us off to our first review in this new setup, where I have to get used to where everything is. There is my pen. I've tried to keep it as logical as possible. As it's a Harrods exclusive, some of you may not have had a chance to try it yet, but then of course plenty of you may have. So if you are aware of this one, please let me know what you think of it. What are folks saying? Riz says, MFK have been a house I never tried yet, interested with Oud Satin Mood. Ula says, hi all, happy Sunday. Scent of the day is Tom of Finland, and yesterday I finally tried the clean suede version. Great news, not hugely differing from Tom of Finland. I would agree with you on that one. I had a sort of fleeting sniff of that one as well, and I thought, okay, well, this will still work as a Tom of Finland. Okay, Reflets D'Ambre, which did waft towards my nose rather unavoidably when I was doing the pre-sprayed blotter. Oriana, thank you for getting the conversation off to in the way that I was hoping it would go, that I thought it might go. Oriana says, some people are comparing this to Ciel de Gum, I think we call it here. I know that that's the name of a, is it a Russian department store? Now, Ciel de Gum was a scent that was released from MFK quite some time ago. I'm pretty sure I never really got a chance to try it. If I did, it was a very, very sort of fleeting sniff. Ciel de Gum is a unicorn, says Ryan, can never find it. Anyway, let's have a sniff of this one. Surprise, surprise, it's an amber. And as you know, within the amber genre, it is increasingly difficult to find anything new to say. Just very, very, very quickly, amber in perfumery terms is a kind of it's a perfumery construct. It's an accord, right? It's an accord that is quite heavily based on resins, lots of labdanum, lots of benzoin, lots of vanilla, and then something at the top to give it a lift. Usually citrus notes. A classic amber would be something like Guerlain's Shalimar, which kind of takes things in a leathery direction. Another classic amber would be Serge Lutens' Ambre Sultan, which takes things in a kind of drier, more herbal direction. One that is beloved by many is Andy Towers' L'air du désert marocain, which I suppose also goes in a herbal direction in a way, but also maybe quite floral. Amber scents tend to be very, very, very sensual, quite large, quite grand, quite diffusive, but also quite intimate. You look a little indifferent, Monsieur Persolaise, says Gender Goblin. No. Actually, no, I don't want to look indifferent at all, because I think the reason why I pulled a face was because I was on the verge of saying, I wish Captain Kirk did more of these sorts of things for his brand, because when he just allows himself to go a little bit more retro, a little bit more vintagey, he is so good. He is so good at doing these sorts of things. It's a beautiful amber. It's a really lovely amber. I had a look very quickly at a few things online and saw that the people who smelt the original Ciel de Gum said that one was better, and they wondered if maybe this was the reworking of this was affected by the need to reform, to sort of oh gosh, what am I trying to say? That changes in regulations forced a change in the formula, and so this one couldn't be quite the same as Ciel de Gum. Atelier says Ciel de Gum was quite cinnamony. I wonder how Reflets D'Ambre resembles it without the cinnamon. I'm not getting cinnamon. I'm getting something very, very gently peppery and really, really, really light and sparkling at the top. Reflections is a wonderful word to use as the name of this perfume, because it really is as though somebody has placed lots and lots of tiny mirrors within the central amber accord and just allowed the mirrors to do their thing and reflect the beauty of the amber. It's a very, very luminous, light catching, sort of flash bulbs going off all over the place type of composition. And when I was smelling the first blotter as well, when I sprayed it a few hours ago, I also kept thinking, this reminds me of something. This really, really, I thought, oh, is there a shade of Chanel Secret de Russie? Is there a shade of Guerlain's Shalimar? And I'm actually wondering if the thing it makes me think is making me think of, I'll be very curious to see what I make of the pre-spray blotter in a few minutes after I've read the press release. I wonder if it's making me think of Dune, of Dior's Dune, which was a very interesting take on amber. It's a sort of fairly rare example of a green amber, an amber that starts with a kind of ozonic green note. It's really beautiful. It's really, really lovely. Madame Persolaise was around when I did the first blotter, and she just immediately did, the sort of purring noise that indicates that she likes the smell. Let us take a look at the press release. Here we go. What are you folks saying about it, by the way? Rake says, been a while since I've seen you live. Just wanted to say hello. Hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. I should also say, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do consider doing so. And if you would like to find out how you can support my work, you should be able to see a link to my Ko-fi page in the video description below. I need to remember these things that I used to do in that other room. Is cinnamon now also forbidden, says Alex. I think cinnamon's long been quite tricky an ingredient to use. But I will defer to somebody with greater knowledge of these things. Eric says, speaking of its restriction, someone was just telling me heliotropin is being more restricted in the coming year or two. Wouldn't surprise me at all. How light is this amber, says Rachel? Could you place it on a spectrum of other ambers, perhaps? It's definitely veering towards the sort of lighter side. I think take your cue from the fact that luminosity is in its name. This isn't a sticky, unduant, nocturnal, Shalimari sort of amber. But let us see what the brand itself has to say about it. So where is my press release? I don't think this is terribly long. Actually, if I can, I'm going to see if I can show you this picture. Will that work? Because there you go. The colors give you a sense that they're very, very, very good colors with which to represent that perfume. Because it really does feel like that, except maybe I might have made it a bit more transparent, a bit less opaque. Anyway, as a testimony of the enduring bond with Harrods, which is celebrating its 175th anniversary, MFK is delighted to present the exclusive preview of Reflets D'Ambre, Francis Kurkdjian's latest creation. From March 15th to the end of December 2024, this new eau de parfum will be available only at the prestigious landmark of London luxury. Okay, so this review is well timed because at the end of December it's going to be a bit more global. A unique olfactory creation, a special present worthy of the occasion. Since MFK's founding in 2009, the extraordinary has been omnipresent in the talent of the perfumer, the quality of compositions, or the expertise in craftsmanship and customer experience. The Maison shares many values with Harrods, etc., etc. I think we need to get to the bit about the smell, right? Reflets d'Ambre. Behind this enigmatic name, Francis Kurkdjian takes on a major theme in perfumery, offering his highly personal and sophisticated interpretation of the amber accord by amplifying its contrasts and reflections. Another very good photo. I'm going to show you this one as well. Oh no, here we go. Hang on, because I like this one too. I think that gives you a sense of like all this sort of mottled light almost. With this new creation, Captain Kirk, it doesn't say Captain Kirk, obviously, I just said that, reshapes the amber accord to transcend it. The eau de parfum draws a textured, intense, and shimmering, good word, olfactory silhouette, radiating light and sensuality. It delicately releases spicy notes of pink pepper, blended with the abstract and airy accents of grandiflorum jasmine. Okay, I mean, I didn't particularly think jasmine, but fine. This floral and abstract part of the composition diffuses a delicate light that fragments the accord as the trail unfolds. It then takes on powerful, complex, and pronounced amber colors, born from the fundamental notes of the accord. I'm so pleased that they're actually calling it an accord. Citrus labdanum, vanilla, and patchouli. The true essence of the word reflet, reflections in French, thus comes to life. Rachel, brilliant. You said Hedione. Captain Kirk does like his Hedione. And I'm sure that the translucency, the transparency, the openness, that kind of light floral openness is achieved through a lot of Hedione. It is lovely. It is lovely. And a quote from the good captain himself, who says, "For me, amber is a mythical and founding accord in perfumery that speaks to both women and men. I've always been fascinated by its spellbinding power, its undeniable sensuality, and the emotions it induces." And Hedione is one of the notes listed, one of the ingredients listed. They say that it contains pink pepper essence, Hedione, grandiflorum jasmine, and an amber accord of citrus labdanum, vanilla, and patchouli. And it will be exclusive to Harrods, as I say, until the end of December 2024. And it ain't cheap, because 70 mils costs £230. Okay. What are you folks saying? Gavin says cinnamic aldehyde is still 0.05%, which is why whenever I'm so suspicious of, which is why I'm so suspicious whenever anyone says a cinnamon note. Okay. How does it compare to Ambre 114? I don't remember that one. And Johnny, thank you. Johnny says, I find the new Absolu pour le Soir a little too thick and sweet. I know that there is a reworked Absolu pour le Soir. I'm almost too nervous to try it. Johnny, where did you find it? Is it sort of out now? The next time I go to London, I feel I need to check it out, but I'm also really, really scared to. It is time for our pre-sprayed blotter, which has been hiding here behind the poinsettia. Let's see. Right. Nicely done. It's just It's classy, it's quiet, it's subtle. I can imagine people sort of saying, oh, but it doesn't last long enough, it doesn't shout. It's not trying to be shouty. This is probably one that would work well on fabric. And that dune connection, I don't think I'm imagining it. It lends it just the loveliest, tiniest little hint of melancholy. There's something, I think there's something nostalgic about it. There's a sense of longing coming through. And I suppose that ties in with reflections. You know, maybe you're reflecting on the past, you're reflecting on what's been. Nicely done. Nicely done. Okay. Thank you very much. If you're watching the recording, feel free to leave a comment, ask a question. I usually get around to answering them fairly quickly. We will end this video. I will say thank you. Oh, hang on. Benji says Absolu pour le soin is a Selfridges exclusive for now, says Johnny as well. Oh, can I get to Selfridges? When can I get to Selfridges? It's going to be a while. I'm not planning to go to London anytime soon. I love Absolu pour le soin so much. Anyway, we will take a break of a couple of minutes and we will come back with this year's Christmas gift recommendations. But until then, thank you very much for watching. Bye now.